What's up, my friends? Hope you've been swell. Today I have a very, very special treat for you, and it is the rig walk around from Mike. You remember Mike? Hey, what's up? Mike with Last Line of Defense. I don't even know his last name. I think that's his last name, LLOD or whatever. This is the very, very first rig walk around video of his fully built overland Toyota Tacoma. And I'm going a little bit out of order here because he texted me yesterday and he's like, hey, so you're like the first person that's ever done a rig walk around, but that's probably gonna change at Expo because this is his first Expo, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm pushing it ahead of the other ones because I wanted to make sure that you saw it first here. Although things have changed just a little bit because he just he just got it wrapped. It is like, it's crazy. It looks awesome. Mike, sorry I'm missing you at Overland Expo West, and if you're at Overland Expo West and you're watching this video, I'm sorry I'm missing you too. We'll see if we can get the stars to line up next year. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's up, guys? My name's Jason Kirchie. This is my YouTube channel on Swell Runner. If you're new here, really appreciate you guys coming by. I have actually a really special treat today for you guys because today we are hanging out with Mike. I don't even know what your last name is. I just call him Mike Last Line. But anyway, yeah. His YouTube channel is Last Line of Defense. His channel is more gear centric. It's more you know, like there's a lot of firearms, there's a lot of defense stuff, there's a lot of outdoors, camping related stuff, and then he's got a lot of stuff about his pickup truck as well. And he has a Toyota Tacoma. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what the base kind of, yeah. We're gonna do a rig walk around. That's what we're doing right now.
So it's a 2016 Tacoma TRD off-road. Is one of the first quicksands that was available. I think it was like the 5th quicksand sold in Colorado. So I got it before they were everywhere, before it was cool. That's a very hipster statement, but now they're everywhere, which kind of bums me out, but I still really love the color. Went with the TRD off-road because I knew I at least wanted the rear locker. I didn't know how much I was gonna modify it at the time, but have had a lot of experience with 4-wheel drive cars over the years, more into like kind of serious off-roading, and knew that I at least wanted the rear locker because it was super helpful. MTS traction control, really good as well. So anyways, I got the TRD off-road, and then it kind of got out of control actually in the last year.
What did you have before the Tacoma?
I've had a lot of stuff. The car I had right before the Tacoma, oddly enough, was a Volkswagen GTI.
Oh, nice.
But I've had, yeah, Land Rover Discoveries, other trucks. Okay. I had a crazy Suzuki Samurai for a while. But before this, I had little...
On 35s, you said, right?
Yeah, Samurai 35s, full coils. Nice. I mean, that thing went anywhere. Part of why I got a truck was I moved to the mountains. So I moved from suburbia up into the mountains, and I was like, I need a truck because I'm going to be doing more mountainy stuff, hauling firewood. I need 4-wheel drive, so ditched the GTI, got the truck.
So do you have, I mean, have you been camping and like kind of living this sort of outdoor lifestyle? Like, I mean, have you been doing that for, it sounds like you've been doing that for a long time. Like you've kind of been involved in...
Yeah, kind of back and forth. I was into like backpacking and stuff.
Okay.
Didn't do a ton of car camping, was more into just like off-roading.
Right.
And then kind of started combining the two in, yeah, I've been in Colorado for like 9 years now, so kind of just more and more got into vehicular camping because you can bring so much more with you. It's just convenient, load the car up, go out, and I wanted to get to more remote places. Basically, kind of in Colorado, we say like, we want to get away from the Subarus.
Yeah.
So Subarus, Colorado, people love the outdoors, so the truck, a built truck, will allow you to go on trails that kind of are not as crowded, and that was kind of the inspiration to get out there and see some beautiful stuff.
So what do you have? Talk to me about like your armor, what you've got in the front, and if you have any underbody armor and rear armor.
Yeah, so in the front I have a CBI with the low hoop, whatever it's called. This is actually, and I get made fun of probably once in a while, it's aluminum. So this is my daily driver. And I live up in the mountains and I commute down to the city. So I have a lot of hills. I'm traversing a lot of hills. So weight was a big consideration, almost more than protection. Weight and really clearance of bigger tires. So that's part of the reason I went with a bumper, was to be able to mount a winch, some extra lights, get clearance from the tire. And then protection is a concern, but kind of almost a secondary concern for me. So it is aluminum, CBI aluminum bumper. If I beat it up too much, who knows, maybe I'll move to steel eventually.
Right.
I think steel's more important in the rear bumper.
Yeah.
The front doesn't overhang as much. You see what's in front of you, what you're gonna hit. You don't bang up your front as much as your rear. Your rear is coming down on things, so I think steel's more important in the rear than in the front. But if you're all right with the weight, obviously steel's kind of better. Skids, I went with aluminum as well, and that's really just a weight issue. I have CBI full aluminum skids, and I actually just put those on. I had aluminum skids previously that are actually on my friend's truck. It was kind of funny because I gave them to him when I got these. This week I just put them on, so they haven't seen a trail at all. But I gave them my old skids, which were all scratched and banged up, and they held up pretty well. They were aluminum as well, so it kind of gave me confidence. And he was like, oh, cool, kind of jokingly, he was like, I get these already beat up stuff, so when I'm at the mall, like, people will think I actually off-road.
It looks like
it was a big joke. But anyways, they held up all right. And I'm not a serious off-roader. I'm just trying to get to places. And if I hit a bumper here and there, okay. But I didn't buy this so I could skid along rocks all the time, really. And then, I got Baja Squadrons here. I got a 20-inch Baja Designs light bar here. I got a Warren, actually a big dog, the Xenon 10S.
18, right?
But it's an expensive winch. It's probably overkill, but it's kind of like the best, fastest. And the thing is, I usually go out with people, but I occasionally go solo. So when I had to rely on my winch, I wanted it to do what I needed it to do.
You get what you pay for. You really do get what you pay for.
Yeah, and it's a full waterproof. Some winches are kind of like water resistant. This one's full waterproof. So Colorado weather is like pretty wild sometimes. So I wanted a winch that would be able to really handle it. Right. I got a grill from Bay Area Metal Fab up here with like a multi-cam insert, kind of the tactical crowd. I got some aftermarket headlights from Tacoma Beast.
Do you have anything going on under the hood?
I have some stuff, yeah. So
is this a? Tell me about this.
Yeah, so we'll talk about everything. This is a little Seahorse case, so I just kind of mounted it in here. It's kind of a little tight fitting, but this is where I keep all of my compressor stuff. This is my hose compressor stuff. Nice. I have some little like valve stem, like little fuses, just some miscellaneous stuff. I have a lot of other tools in my car.
You gotta keep it somewhere.
I had this spot, and I had one of these cases, and I was like, I wonder if I could just mount that there to kind of keep it. So I always have my, I have like a recovery kit that I take when I go off-roading, but I'm like, there may be any time I need air. Yeah. So I was like, I want to keep that there all the time. So a little case in there. I have a big Blue Sea setup back here where I'm running all my lights and everything through. I have I think it's a 27F Optima yellow top.
I thought this was really cool though, because he's got his switch for his compressor.
Yeah, so
you got to mount it somewhere. So
this is my switch here. Yeah, so it just turns on obviously when I flip the switch. So this is like kind of my air box, battery, and then I have an ARB twin over there. Okay. That's hooked up to a manifold, mostly for heating. I don't have air lockers. So I hook the hose up right to that and fill up my tires, yeah.
So I noticed you got a light up here. I was just noticing the wire. So you've got a wire that comes down, and is that hooked up to?
Yeah, that's hooked up to this. Nice. So whenever I open my hood, this is coming on and off. And that's mostly, you know, it's a newer truck. I'm not in here cranking on stuff often. So it's a little kit on Amazon that I got, and it's really when I'm airing up my tires back at night or just need to do anything under here. It's nice to have a light versus having to get. I mean, I always have a flashlight on me, but it's just a little more convenient. And then I have the TRD intake with an AFE Pro dry filter in there, and that's, you know, maybe I got an extra horsepower. Who knows?
Probably more efficient. You know, looks cool, better efficiency.
Yeah, mostly for the looks. Yeah. Yeah, and the sound, I kind of like the sound. I like the little throatier sounds. That's honestly most of the reason.
So we've talked a lot about tires. Talk to me about what you're running right now.
Yeah, so right now I have 35-inch Falcon Wild Peak AT3s. I was running the KO2s like you run for a long time, and they've been fine tires. For a while in Colorado, like I said, I live almost at 9,000 feet of elevation, so wow. Snow, ice, it's a big part of my life.
Like all the time, right?
Yeah, like 6 months of the year.
Yeah, there's only a few months you're not dealing with that.
My roads are plowed and I'm driving on dry roads quite a bit, but it's not uncommon in a given week for me to be driving on snow-covered roads. The KO2s are good, they're all season, they're snowflake rated, so they're good tires, but I was always looking for something a little better. So I've been asking a lot of people, doing a lot of research, and I saw the Falcons, the AT3s, widely recommended as just a solid performer, but also really good snow ice conditions. My wheels are Venom Rex VR 602s. They're 17 by 9s, so I had an 8-inch wide rim. When I went up to 35s, the recommended is a 9-inch or 9.5-inch rim, so I went a little bit wider. And these are an all-terrain tire, so road manners are friendly, much like the KO2, not crazy loud like an MT rolling down the road. So it's been a solid performer for me. Granted, I haven't used them for that long, but good so far.
Talking about your tires, tell me about your suspension setup.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit of an evolution. I have Fox coilovers in the front, running the factory springs on them still, even though I have a little bit more weight up there. So there's a little bit of preload on them. I could add more and raise it a little bit, but they've been good. I did a lot of research with spring comparisons, and there's a lot of great stuff out there. Yeah. But Fox was kind of like one of the ones that stuck out as kind of a nice compromise between performance and my budgetary restrictions at the time, right? So it's about a 2.5 to 3-inch lift overall. In the front, I have the Fox with the remote reservoirs, and then I changed my control arms. I started out with a Total Chaos. Then when I went up to 35s, I wanted to push my caster all the way forward. So there's a company, SPC, makes an adjustable upper control arm. So without getting too technical, most of that adjustment is done on the lower control arms, and the upper control arms pretty much stay where they are. With the SPCs, you can now make an adjustment at the top, so you can get as much caster as possible and correct all your camber issues and stuff. So with the Tacoma, shoving a 35-inch tire under there takes kind of a lot of work and consideration, which I'm going to be doing a video on it. It may be already out. So if you're wondering how to run 35-inch tires and you care about the nitty-gritty, check out my channel. I'll have something on there. In any case, that's what's going on up there. I did a body mount chop in the front to clear the tires and a bunch of fender trimming. In the back, I have OME Dakar leafs, medium duty with an add-a leaf. I don't have a ton of weight in the back. Once I add a steel rear bumper and stuff, I may need to switch to the heavy duties. But right now, the medium duties with an add-a leaf and then the Fox 2.0 remote reservoirs in the rear.
Is there a reason why you haven't gone with the steel, with just a rear bumper yet at all, or just maybe?
I have one on order.
Okay, so it's just not.
I have one on order.
Hasn't happened yet. Gotcha.
Yeah. The lead times, of these places are pretty crazy. I've kind of, so mine, I'm not sure if we'll show B-roll or anything. I've beat up my rear bumper, and I was honestly kind of waiting until I ripped it off entirely before changing it. But I haven't quite ripped it off, but I did order it. So I have a rear on the way. So that's what's going to be going on back there. But for now, I'm stock rear bumper in the back. Okay.
And then you've got sliders. These are CBI, I think?
These are brand new. So I had a company that...
They're really big. It's nice.
They stick out a lot, which is a pro and a con. But so I had some sliders on here before. These are, again, I just put the skids and sliders on. So these are actually untouched yet. We'll see what I have
covered in mud, though.
Tomorrow.
It looks nice.
Yeah, so I had some angled ones on here. Okay. These are flat. I like the top plate on these. So these are the CBI, I don't know what they're called, but these are steel sliders, bolt-on sliders with the top plate. You can get them with or without the top plate. Okay. I have a dog, and then my girlfriend has a daughter with small feet, so if she's getting in here, I don't want her foot slipping in and breaking, or I don't want my dog. So my roof rack is a Prinsu cab rack. I'm not sure what it's called. It's the Prinsu rack. It's the only one for this. this model. And yeah, I have the crossbars in. I actually have a full kind of video on the Prince 2 rack, kind of how I modded it. I put a lot of little eyelets in, and I've done some stuff to make it a little bit more usable for my needs. It's a very modular rack.
It's aluminum as well, right?
Full aluminum, yeah, and it uses these kind of aluminum extrusion bars with channels that you can drop bolts into and all that stuff. So
yeah. I got the 4Runner because I was afraid of getting a pickup truck and having to worry about things being dry back here.
Yeah.
But then, like, the longer I've had my 4Runner, the more I'm gravitating towards the idea and utility. Not because I'm ever going to put anything just like normal pickup truck stuff, you know, just toss stuff in the back, but just because of, it seems like you've got a little more flexibility and like stuff like this, for instance, you know. So I don't know. Talk to me about what you, because you kind of have a lot going on, right? You're living out of the back when you're on the trail,
pretty
right?
much,
so,
yeah. Yeah, so I started, so I bought a pickup truck because I do a lot of pickup stuff. I do a lot of just like building projects, and I use my truck like a truck a lot of times. So I didn't really want to put a camper shell on it, and camper shells don't make a whole lot of sense on a 5-foot bed for me. Like if you have a 6-foot bed and you could actually sleep in there or something, they make sense, but I don't want to add a camper shell with the short 5-foot bed. So I got this thing, which is Diamondback cover. I love it. It's super secure. I think it looks cool. And so a lot of times when I'm camping, I'll combine it with like a hiking trail or something else that I'm doing away from my truck. So I like the secure storage in here. So
is this watertight? I mean, like
watertight.
Okay.
Yeah, the tailgate, not the tailgate, the bed itself, kind of like the Tacoma bed, has some stuff that you got to seal.
Okay.
To get it watertight in the tailgate. I added like a gasket around it. So I go through a car wash and I get a little bit of water in, but like in a rainstorm, I don't. So it kind of depends on which way the jets are spraying and stuff. But pretty much there's a full gasket around the outside, and it's made out of aluminum diamond plate. And as you can see, you can put stuff. You can actually park an ATV. It can hold like 1,600 pounds on top of it.
Looks rigid, very tough.
So I have that set up with a rack system and then a rooftop tent on top, which isn't really over the roof. So I'm using front runner racks in this channel system that's been super nice for me. It's kind of evolved. I've tried a bunch of different stuff back here. This is kind of what I've settled on that's been the best.
Is this channel system, it's not part of the Diamondback, right? So you bolted that in. So is the channel system a front runner product?
Yes.
Okay, so you can just bolt that onto a surface. Okay.
Yeah, so you got to drill holes in the cover, and some people are scared of that, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
These allow me to put stuff, and I can mount tables or like the Pelican rifle cases or whatever under here to give me like an extra level of storage. But honestly, it's just an extra shelf. You know, I got my Crocs, shoes, whatever. It's just a shelf. Yeah. So if this was mounted lower, I couldn't really do this. Right. And like you were saying, I live out of the back of my truck, so having the tailgate as a table, an extra shelf up here, it's all, any horizontal spaces I'm sure you imagine is valuable space.
Right. Yeah.
But anyways, I had 2 racks, and then I added a third because this tent's big. This is a, I don't know if we want to get into it, but this is an iCamper X cover that's on pre-order right now. Like, there's only 2 of them out. I have this one, so I wanted to add a third bar at all the way back because it overhangs a little bit. I love modularity. It's kind of because as your system, my system, we're kind of always evolving. Yeah. So as we're evolving, if there's a rack system that you can move the bars, like I used to have this case that were these bar lengths, and now I want this. Yeah. To be able to move them is really nice. So typically, yeah, my tailgate is my table. Sometimes I'll bring another table that I'll set up one here. This is actually a tailgate tire table. Okay. So this actually just sits on my tire and makes another little table. But honestly, my tailgate is pretty much my workspace for cooking or whatever. I keep my meals pretty simple. So I'll have a stove, just a little propane stove somewhere. And that's basically it. I'll make pretty easy meals. I usually make them ahead of time, stir-fry type stuff that I can just toss in there. Hot dogs, hamburgers, Mountain House occasionally. So I can do it because I keep things pretty simple.
So this is, we talked about this a couple of nights ago. The iCamper tent, we talked about the fact that they're one of the, maybe even only, rooftop tent manufacturers that's kind of doing something different.
Innovation.
Yeah, you've got a detailed video on the X-Cover, right? This is what this is called.
Yeah, X-Cover.
Yeah. So check out his channel for more like detailed information, but just give us just a brief overview.
Yeah. So iCamper as a company, they're a newer company, and like we were talking about, they're doing innovations. So they have a really innovative hard shell tent that also folds out, and then this is just a more traditional fold-out style tent, where fold-out style tents traditionally have a big vinyl cover on top that you have to mess with and flip over and roll up and do all this stuff. Yeah. This doesn't. So this is kind of a hybrid. It's got the shell with roof racks, so you can mount something on top of this when it's closed, and then you don't have to mess with the cover because it's really more of a skirt system. So this is really the cover, and it unzips like a cover, but then that's it. You don't have to worry about rolling it back up or taking it off or folding it on. So it's basically a king-size bed inside of here, and it's only 100, I think it's like 103 pounds. Fully weatherproof, has built-in mattress as you'd expect, is pretty big on the inside, and is relatively lightweight and easy to set up. So I've been really happy with it so far.
Okay, so moving to the inside of the vehicle here, Mike, tell us, you've got a detailed video on this as well, but Mike, tell us all you got going on in here.
Yeah, a lot of little things, so it would take a while to go through it all, but I'll kind of touch on some bases. I utilize like Velcro products and magnetic products as often as I can. So I have like some magnet phone mounts, and I have some Velcro pouches for some medical gear and stuff like that. I don't know what we can see in frame, but I have the WeBoost internal antenna. In my glove box, I have a handful. This is a Magpul DACA pouch with a bunch of my like filming accessories, various RAM mounts and GoPro mounts and stuff like that. Up here, I have like a custom RAM mount channel, so it's a little channel that you can mount stuff to. I actually have a little Joby pod so I can hook my camera up mounted here, and then a 67 Designs phone mount. I wired up an extra USB ports that are always on, and they're giving me the voltage, basically a voltmeter of my battery. So kind of not super accurate, but somewhat accurate way for me to tell, hey, I need to quit running my underbody lights around camp or whatever. In the back, I have a tub that I pretty much always keep here, and that kind of varies. Right now it's my winter tub, so I have it set up with some gaiters, some winter pants, some boots, some ice claw things, and that's if I get stuck in a blizzard or get a flat and it's gnarly out. Various kind of emergency supplies that I just kind of keep back there, and I could, if I need to load out my whole truck, I can just put that tub in the bed of my truck and have it, but I usually just leave it back there because it's easy to access. And
thanks so much for spending so much time with us and kind of walking us through. So hopefully you guys got a lot of really good stuff out of this. I've had a lot of fun. You know, it's been great being able to spend time with you.
Yeah.
And just kind of pick your brain on things, you know. And the trip's not over. We got more stuff. I don't know where this is going to fall in the lineup, but thanks a lot for showing us around your rig.
Definitely, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching the whole thing. Get subscribed. I don't know if you have like kind of a sign-off thing, but hit that thumbs up button if you liked it. I am on YouTube also, so I'll try and answer some questions if you have any in this video, or head over to my channel and ask them there. And
definitely at the end of the video, there'll be a little link to his video. I'm sorry, to his channel as well. And of course, there'll be a link in the description below as well. You know, make sure you go check him out. And if you have any questions or feedback or comments, make sure you leave a comment below, and you know, hit the like, share it if you liked it. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
Oh, and also I did a rig walk around of Jason's rig.
That's actually also true. Make sure you got to go check that out.
Yeah, so it may be out by now, it may not. If it's not, it will be soon. But
so confusing. We don't know.
We never know when we're gonna upload videos. So
it's all, we got day jobs. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you next time.
Take it easy.